Me as well. Please help in the chat section. हाय सुनिधि, हाय शुभम, कैसे हो आप सब? So let's wait for 5 more minutes, right? बाकी सभी join कर ले and then we can start the session. So I guess a couple of people have joined us. Hi everybody, good evening. So let's start the session, right? So hi everybody, good evening. This is Gitika from Special Schools, and yes, we are back again with another session. So the speaker of this session is Mr. Nishchal, who is currently working as a technical consultant at Adobe. So and the whole purpose of this session is to help you with one takeaway, one valuable piece of information that you can use in your journey as well, right? So in the end of the session, feel free to drop that word or that line who has resonated with you a lot throughout the session, right? So Mr. Nishal Bafna will be joining us in 2 more minutes, right? So stay tuned. Although I'll advise you to take a cup of coffee, right? Or chai. मेरी chai हो चुकी है, right? So I will not take anything throughout the session. So we can, okay. So I guess Nishal is here. Okay, let's, 1 second. Nishchal, can you hear me?
Yes, am I audible and visible?
Yes, yes, you are audible. Can you see me as well?
Yes.
Okay. Can anybody confirm in the chat section in the audience that you can see us?
Nobody is responding.
Yes, sir. Processing में wait हो रहा है. Wait, मतलब थोड़ा wait करना पड़ेगा. Oh, Prashant. Thank you, Prashant, for being always active. Okay, Kevin is also here. Okay, great. So, Nishchal, can you please introduce yourself for the audience?
Hello, everyone. Good evening, all. So my name is Nishchal, and anyways, this is a MI session. So we are going to very much discuss about myself, my journey till now. So look forward. Currently, I am working as a tech consultant in the Adobe. I am natively from Ahmednagar, and rest of the things I guess we can cover when session goes through.
Yes. So, for I okay, मेरी आवाज like echo कर रहा है क्या?
No, it's
Nishchal?
fine for me.
Okay, okay. One second. There is a problem with the. Okay, fine. So, like for our audience, I just wanted to help you with one thing that we will be taking all the doubts, all the questions in the end in the chat section. So, let's settle in and start. Right. So, Nishchal, we will be like starting with your school journey, right? Like school journey, right? So, can you please help us, like, what kind of student you were back then?
Start interesting question. So I completed my till standard 10th. I was in Ahmednagar, which is a district in Maharashtra, and the city also named the same Ahmednagar. So I studied in Marathi medium school. So till standard fourth, I have not even introduced to the science, mathematics. It was only like in Marathi I have learned. So it was like Vidyan and Ganit. So in the fifth standard, I got introduced to semi-English medium. I got into the high schools. So in the high school, I got introduced to the English language, and I was decent student, not very poor, not very bright, but yeah, used to like around the average student who will always score around 85 to 90 marks in all the standards. Yeah, I do. I have. Cracked scholarships exams. Even in the standard fifth, I went to Navodaya. So Navodaya is a merit-based exam. So where uh, entire your expenses will be taken care by the government. So I went there,
Nice.
but I have not liked actually the food there. So I came back. I started studying again in the same high school. I studied in Bausa Firodia High School. Even the name will suggest you like a very Marathi kind of stuff. So yeah, this was my school journey, and I usually takes part in some of the co-curricular activities. I did appear for the elementary, intermediate exam, which are the drawing exams. Used to play as well, so I was part of the Kho team. So this is
Oh,
overall
nice.
about my school journey.
So I was also a part of, but मुझे बहुत जल्दी out कर दिया गया था. So
It is Gitika, you're breaking for me.
yeah. So give me 1 minute. I'm joining again. Give me 1 minute.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, yeah. No worries. Take your time. In the meanwhile, whoever is listening, can I get your name in the chat and in which year you are studying, from which university you are, what is your department name? Can I get those things in the comment section there?
So can you hear me again? Nishchal,
Yes.
is there any echo now?
No, no, no. It's perfect for me. I guess
Okay,
anybody
okay.
from the
So
students can confirm as well. Is Gitika audible
yes,
and
yes.
visible properly? So in the meanwhile, you are joined back. I just asked the students their name and in which year they are studying, from which department they are, and the university names. I'm seeing few of the comments there.
Nice, nice. Okay.
Hello, everybody. Yes, we can continue now.
Okay, okay. So, last thing that I've heard that you were a part of a kho team, right? So I was also a part of like my school's kho team, right? But वो जल्दी out कर दिया गया था मुझे. So like let's not get into that. But like what kind of sports activities that you liked, right? Can you please help us with that?
So, sorry, I didn't get your exact question.
Yes, there is some internet issue, right? That's why I'm not able to. Am I audible now?
Yes, yes, you're audible. Yeah, just
Is
repeat your
there any
question.
echo now?
Could you please repeat the question you have asked?
Yeah, is there any echo now?
No, no, it's fine for me.
Okay,
There
great,
is still
great.
echo. Like, people are saying there is still echo. I guess Abhijit is
Like,
saying.
is there any echo, Shivam? Can you please? Yes, now it is okay. Okay, great. I guess it was like the problem is the earbuds, I guess. Okay, my
No
bad.
worries.
Really sorry.
No
So,
worries. No
okay,
worries.
let's get back to the track. So, we were talking about like किस तरह के student थे आप, right? कैसे student थे आप अपने school में, right? So, in the 11th and 12th, is there any kind of pressure, right? You face like क्योंकि for like first to 10th एक काफी conventional path रहता है, right? कि आपके ऊपर एक normal आपके exams हैं, right? आपके tests हैं, right? But 11th 12th is like a game changer, राइट कि आपका
Right.
तब से आपका एक स्ट्रीम डिसाइड हो जाता है राइट तब आपका क्या माइंडसेट था क्या थॉट प्रोसेस था जब आपने लाइक नॉन मेड लिया राइट तो
Okay.
थोड़ा सा आप इसके बारे में बताएंगे
Sure, sure. There is very interesting story. Yeah, definitely, as you said, 10th तक का it's sorted कि क्यों पढ़ना है because subjects are decided. Now there is a time when you need to decide your subject. Either you are going to take PCM, PCB, PCMB. If you are going to science side, there might be a few students from the commerce side, but I'm a bit aware of this track, so I will just. I was pretty sure that my mathematics was good, so I am going to take PCM. So that was my thought was, and definitely, I guess it was always like AI triple E or JEE. It's always the hype wala stuff. Like whoever is scoring around 85K above, वगैरह, people are going to suggest them to get into the science. Then there will be the commerce step, and then there will be the arts. But I don't feel so, okay, because it's the passion and the courage you want to get into the those streams basically. I taken the usual path of the PCM because I thought ki mathematics is good. Let's go ahead with the PCM. And again, if we are taking into the PCM, you will be left with the option of engineering. And I guess most of the people I'm seeing in the chats as the comment section as well, most of the engineers here. So the similar path I have chosen. But that was very interesting story. I prepared for the IIT, but not from the quota. So usually you will see the stories people are going either the Kota or I guess the second up now is the Hyderabad, so Chaitanya or Narayana institutes. So I have thought of I got some scholarship in Bansal, Vibrant, and Resonance at that time. I'm not sure which classes are famous right now, but at that time these three were very famous classes.
nice
So I got the scholarship, but so we have about to go, like my family and I've decided that we'll go to Kota and see the institute, and which then we'll finalize the institute. We are about to go. We have packed our bags, and now it times to like we won't have the four-wheeler at that time. So we have called a few of the drivers and the cabs, but we didn't find the cab because that was the marriage season, so everybody was booked totally. So we have postponed our plan. But post that it would happen, I got to know about one institute in the Pune itself. So it was an Imprise Institute. And there was one thing has happened in my past. So if you guys can relate with the Navodaya to the 11, so Navodaya, I left it. Even if it was a good opportunity, there was few circumstances which I haven't liked it and I left it. So even now, my relatives are having the doubt in me, like would I won't come back even if I'm going for 11th and 12th to कोटा या मैं पुणे जा रहा हूँ तो मैं वहां से वापस तो नहीं आ जाऊंगा तो
oh
that
okay
was a very kind of like a,
okay so they have imagined that like the lifestyle is tough there right that's why they are having these kind of thoughts
yeah lifestyle as well as they have seen me earlier right so मैं नवोदय से फिर से आ गया था तो अभी क्या गारंटी 11th 12th के लिए जाएगा फिर से ना आएगा क्योंकि दिस इज अ टफ जर्नी, योर करियर इज गोइंग टू डिसाइड ऑन दीज बेसिस
True,
ना.
true, true.
Even I got the self doubt कि I should not feel the homesick, और ऐसी चीजें नहीं होनी चाहिए. बट आई ऑनेस्टली वांट टू टेल यू, जब जब भी तुम्हें सेल्फ डाउट आता है ना, चेंज इट, ट्रांसफॉर्म इट टू इन सम अपॉर्चुनिटी. मुझे भले ही लगा भी होगा फिर से कि नहीं यार मुझे घर वालों की याद आ रही है, बट एट दैट टाइम आई रियलाइज कि अरे मेरे रिलेटिव्स ने मुझे ऐसे बोला था. मुझे पता है हर किसी के रिलेटिव्स कोई ना कोई तो ऐसा होगा दैट यू विल लाइक, उनसे तुम्हें ऐसा सुनने मिलता होगा. जस्ट चेंज दैट थिंग इनटू द अपॉर्चुनिटी. देयर इज वन मोर टाइम आई फेस अ सिमिलर इशू एंड आई took it as an opportunity, and I proven that whatever the decision I'm going to take, uh, that will be a good decision in the future. So this is was my 11. Then finally I prepared for the JEE. I was kind of like doing good in the JEE attempts as well. Uh, I didn't went through the advance. I passed the JEE mains. But there was again one tragedy happened. So now we'll just move to the 11th 12th part, to the best part, like where people are dreaming about I will get into the IITs, NITs, triple ITs. So actually what happened, there was some family issues happened where my grandfather was not well. He got the brain hemorrhage, stroke, and I got busy into all those stuff, and I literally missed filling the forms. Not even the government college from Maharashtra, I was unable to feel, like I was not in the contact with the friends for that entire month because I was quite busy with this stuff. So I literally
Hmm.
forgot to fill up the form. So even if getting the good marks in mains, I was not applicable. I was eligible, but not able to apply to any of the NITs, not even the government college. So finally, I
Because
left
of
with the option.
circumstances, right?
Yes.
Hmm.
So I only left with the option, either I can go to the private university or I should repeat. And definitely somebody who have cracked the mains and want to give the attempt, many of the people will think like you should take a break, uh, give the repeat chance to yourself and try to crack the IIT. But again, there are pros and cons. So yeah, here's my story. Like, but after that, I got to know about the MIT World Peace University, which is my from where which I did the BTech. I have already paid the fees for FITGI, so I thought कि I will now prepare it from the FITGI Institute, and I have paid the fees in the institution, and I thought of like will repeat it. But there were few thoughts actually. After you get achieve something, you get stable, you will connect the dots from your past. Uh, at that time, there was too much of pressure. I was not sure like इस साल मेरा JEE क्लियर मेंस हुआ है, नेक्स्ट ईयर इसका कोई गारंटी नहीं कि मेंस क्लियर होगा ही. देर आर प्लस चांसेस कि इससे अच्छा भी कॉलेज मिले या इससे बुरे भी मार्क्स आए तो बुरा भी कॉलेज मिले. So that was very dicey situations for me. That was the toughest decision I guess I had. But I went to the MIT World Peace University. I like the campus. I like the teachers there, and I have finally decided that instead of repeating, I will give my best in this particular university and grab as much as possible from these 4 years of BTech.
Got it. Like मेरा मन नहीं था आपको, मतलब मैं और सुनना चाह रही थी because it's quite interesting, right? जो भी
Yeah.
आपने बताया. And you said that there were a like self doubt situation as well, right? कि होगा कि नहीं होगा, right? So I just wanted to ask, like with self doubt there is a lot of the pressure again, right?
Yeah.
Because like I guess like most of us comes from a middle class household, right? And
Right.
like we want that financial stability, right? We want that like mental stability in the long run, right? So कभी आपको वो situation आई है आपके साथ like 11 12th में when you are preparing for that? Is there anything that you can share with us?
Yeah. व्हाट यूज्ड टू हैपन, मैं कोटा तो नहीं गया, मैं इम्प्रेस एकेडमी में गया. वहां पे मैं हमेशा फर्स्ट या सेकंड रैंक पे रहता था. एवरी सैटरडे संडे टेस्ट विल बी टेकन एंड आई विल बी फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड रैंक. तो मुझे कभी कभी लगता है दिस विल बी माई एडवाइस टू यू ऑल एज वेल. जो भी फर्स्ट सेकंड आ रहे हैं, माइट बी यू आर कमिंग इन टू योर क्लास, योर डिपार्टमेंट, योर यूनिवर्सिटी. उसके बाहर बहुत बड़ी दुनिया है. यू नीड टू think out of the limits or out of the cell you are in. तो मुझे उस टाइम पे वो चीजें इतना ज्यादा नहीं हुई। काश मैं थोड़ा ज्यादा पढ़ाई करता और चीजें और बेटर हो सकती थी, एडवांस उसी टाइम पे क्लियर हो सकता था। अगेन आई एम नॉट रिग्रेटिंग दैट नाउ, बट आई एम जस्ट सेइंग दैट कि दिस माइट बी द थिंग्स। ऑनेस्टली व्हाट हैज हैपेंड इज कि मैं उसमें फर्स्ट सेकंड आ रहा था तो इट्स फाइन, हमेशा आ रहा हूँ सेकंड आ रहा हूँ तो थोड़ा सा ज्यादा पढ़ाई करूंगा, नेक्स्ट टाइम फर्स्ट आ जाऊंगा। एंड वो लिस्ट तो लगती थी हर एक कोचिंग क्लासेस में जैसी लगती है। डेफिनेटली हम लोगों के यहाँ पे चॉकलेट प्रॉब्लम वगैरह नहीं होते थे, दैट व्हाट आई हैव सीन इन द कोटा फैक्ट्री। तो
Yes,
it was
मैंने भी
so
वही
it
देखा
was
है।
very normal. Yeah, so it was very normal, but when I have started after like completion of entire syllabus, when I went and joined the resonance का test series, at that time I got to know इसमें तो मैं 10,000 की रैंक में आ रहा हूँ, अगर इसमें ही 10,000 आ रहा हूँ तो जेई में क्या होगा। दैट वाज अ हिट पॉइंट, देन आई हैव अगेन स्टार्टेड लाइक स्टडिंग थोड़ा सा ज्यादा एफर्ट्स के साथ। एंड दैट इज आउट।
Got
एंड इसके बीच में बहुत सारे सॉल्यूशन रहते हैं। मुझे मुझे सच में लगता है कि देर आर लॉट ऑफ चैलेंजेस यू विल फेस व्हाइल स्टडिंग बिकॉज यू आर नॉट हैविंग द क्लियर पिक्चर अबाउट द फ्यूचर, राइट? क्योंकि अभी छोटी छोटी चीजों के लिए भी तुम्हें पैसे मांगने पड़ते हैं। इट्स नॉट लाइक कि डैड आज एडमिशन करवाने के लिए फीस जमा कर दो, देन डैड विल मैनेज समथिंग, देन ही विल लाइक कि आज नहीं कल तक कर देंगे, सर को बता दो। इट्स वेरी, मैं बहुत ज्यादा पुअर फैमिलीज में आते हूँ, बट इवन द मिडिल क्लास फैमिली इज नॉट हैविंग द मनी इन देयर हैंड डायरेक्टली टू गिव यू एंड गेट दैट टास्क डन। दे आर माइट बी हैविंग समवेयर दे हैव इन्वेस्टेड, और कहीं पे है किसी से आने वाले हैं उनके पैसे। तो दिस यूज टू हैपन। वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन, आई एम
it.
कमिंग फ्रॉम।
Sorry,
या
I'm interrupting you, but it is so relatable, the things you are saying, right? Like, how many of you in the audience like agree with me that it is relatable, right? We can relate with him. Like, you can also drop yes or no in the chat section. मुझे लग रहा है कि सब अपनी बातों में ही लगे हुए हैं।
yeah.
Like, सब like मेरी भी फर्स्ट फिटजी टेस्ट में बहुत गंदी रैंक आई। So Anurag was saying that I spent good time sleeping while studying at Resonance.
Oh, nice.
Okay, like I feel that it is
Privilege.
I guess people
Yeah.
are dating with it. So yeah, please continue, please.
Yeah, so that was the situation. Very first time I went outside the house and uh, मुझे पता नहीं, मुझे पहले से पता गया था जो भी पैसे आएंगे यू नीड टू कीप उसका सारा हिसाब। तो I used to write hisab. The very first weekend, I went with my friends and I had a cold coffee. There is no concept in my town at that time about the cold coffee. I went, I had cold coffee और मैंने लिखा 40 रुपए cold coffee. And dad had asked me, send me the photo of like पैसे कहाँ कहाँ खर्च हो रहे हैं. And that was actually a good check. उस टाइम पे शायद से मुझे उतना अच्छा नहीं लगा होगा, बट टुडे आई एम फीलिंग वो ट्रैक रखनी लाइफ में कितना जरूरी होता है। एंड इसलिए कि उन्होंने बोला कि 40 रुपीज का कोल्ड कॉफी पिया, कितना एमएल था वो? आई सेड अराउंड 150 to 200 ml होगा। इसलिए कि 20 रुपए में आधा लीटर दूध आएगा, 2 रुपए की शक्कर आएगी, 1 रुपए की कॉफी आएगी। बना के पूरा आधा लीटर पी, इशू नहीं है। बट वहां पे क्यों जाना है? बट या डेफिनेटली दैट अगेन those things will hit you hard, like you will get to know about यार लाइफ में सच में कैसी चीजें मैनेज करनी होती है। और आज भी अगर कुछ भी हो जाता है तो विल ट्राई फर्स्ट कि यार इसका हम लोग कैसे सॉल्यूशन निकाल सकते हैं। घर में भी कोई भी छोटी चीज खराब हो गई तो एटलीस्ट ट्राई, गिव इट अ ट्राई। वो होगा नहीं होगा, दैट इज अ सेकेंडरी चांस। तो वी शुड
Okay.
गिव दैट ट्राई, और वो खुद को उस कंडीशंस में डाल के ऐसे हमेशा इसलिए कि नहीं कि हाँ ठीक है कंफर्ट जोन में रह के विल सी क्या होगा। तो आई डोंट थिंक कि दैट विल हेल्प यू इन लॉन्ग रन। अभी तो मॉम डैड का सहारा होता है सर के ऊपर, तो हो जाती है चीजें। जब रियल लाइफ में एंट्री करोगे ये चीज एक्चुअल में दिस काइंड ऑफ थिंग विल रियली हेल्प यू।
Okay, got it. So like आपने एक चीज बोली थी connecting the dots, right? Now अगर आप dots connect करते हैं तो ज्यादा समझ आता है, right? So like अगर आपकी जर्नी में हम देखें तो कोई ऐसी चीज है स्कूल लाइफ में जो आप चेंज करना चाहोगे? एनीथिंग? नहीं, यू फील
ऑनेस्टली
कि अगर वो चीज मिल गई होती तो मैं शायद अच्छा परफॉर्म करता या कुछ और।
एग्जैक्टली माई पॉइंट, मैंने पहले ही बोल दिया। आई एम नॉट रिग्रेटिंग एनी सिंगल थिंग विच हैज हैपेंड। जो भी हुआ अभी अगर जाके देखो उस टाइम पे माइट भी मैंने क्रेप किया होगा वो चीज में कि यार 10th में थोड़े से कम क्यों मार्क्स आए, या 12th में इतने क्यों कम आए। तो वो हमेशा होता था, दैट इज कंपटीशन, तुम एक दूसरे से कंपैरिजन करते हो, आप जितना कंपैरिजन नहीं करते उतने आपके घर वाले या आपके रिलेटिव्स कर देते हैं। तो वो कंपैरिजन तो चलता रहता है, बट आई रियली डोंट वांट टू चेंज एनीथिंग। वट एवर आई हैव गॉट आई एम रियली हैप्पी विद दैट, एंड दैट लेवल ऑफ सेटिस्फैक्शन इफ यू गेट, क्योंकि पता नहीं यार वो ट्रैक लेता तो कुछ और बन जाता। तो इट्स टोटली डिफरेंट, एंड मैं ये चीजें क्यों बोल पा रहा हूँ क्योंकि मैंने ये देखी है। वन ऑफ माय फ्रेंड यूज्ड टू स्टडी वेरी हार्ड, ही वेंट इनटू द आईआईटी, बट अभी उसने 2 साल बहुत मेहनत की थी, तो वहां पे जाके इज लाइक कि नहीं मुझे थोड़ा सा खुद के लिए टाइम देना है वगैरह वगैरह, एंड ही हैव ऑलरेडी फीलिंग सो डिप्रेस्ड क्योंकि वो उतना मिंगल नहीं हो पाता था, उसने बस पढ़ाई किया था। इज नॉट अवेयर ऑफ अवेयर अबाउट कि बाहर लाइफ क्या होती है, कनेक्शंस कैसे बनाने होते हैं, दोस्त को मेंटेन कैसे करना होता है, वो फ्रेंडशिप्स कैसे होती है। तो ही लिटरली गॉट डिप्रेस, स्टार्टेड हैविंग द पिल्स फ्रॉम सेकंड ईयर ऑन द डिप्रेशन। सो वो चीजें सेंस नहीं बनती। तो आज मैं जहाँ पे हूँ, अगर ये सही आया तो वो कहीं ना कहीं पे दैट वाज द डेस्टिनी वेयर आई हैव रीच, सो आई रियली डोंट वांट टू चेंज एनीथिंग। मैंने उस टाइम पे सोचा होता कि यार नहीं यार शिट आईआईटी में हो जाना चाहिए था, इतना मॉम डैड ने पैसा यहाँ पे इंस्टीट्यूट्स में वगैरह भरा हुआ है, बट आज वो भी प्राउड है। आई एम ऑल्सो वेरी हैप्पी विथ वॉट एवर आई एम हैविंग वेर एवर आई एम, सो आई रियली डोंट वांट टू चेंज एनीथिंग।
नाइस
आई
नाइस।
आई वांट टू
तो
ऐड वन मोर पॉइंट, वेरी वेरी 1 मिनट लाइनर। मेरे डैड हमेशा बोला करते थे कि मैं जब लेट से अभी आज एग्जाम है वगैरह, मैं उनको बोल रहा हूँ कि बहुत टेंशन आ रहा है कि कल कैसे जाएगा एग्जाम वगैरह, कोई भी एग्जाम हो, आई यूज टू लाइक ऐसे उनसे जब भी बात करता हूँ, उन्होंने मुझे हमेशा बस एक ही बात कहा है कि देखो जितना हो सके उतना करना, बट जब भी एग्जाम के बाद या रिजल्ट आने के बाद ये मत बोलना कि यार काश मैं वो आधा घंटा और पढ़ लेता ना, तो ऐसा होता। एंड ये चीज
हम्म,
मुझे लाइफ में बहुत ज्यादा गाइड की है कि जितना देना है एग्जाम से पहले देना है, उसके बाद रोने से या इन सब चीजों से कोई पॉइंट नहीं बनने वाला है। तो वो चीज अगर मुझे नहीं करनी है तो दैट विल मोटिवेट मी टू स्टडी राइट नाउ बिफोर द एग्जाम, एंड जिसका एक्चुअल में इम्पैक्ट और रिजल्ट दिखेगा।
लाइक गॉट इट। सो एक एक चीज आपने बोली थी बीच में, लाइक दैट यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट आईआईटी गाय, राइट, जो बिल्कुल कट ऑफ होके बिल्कुल पढ़ रहे थे, राइट। सो आई फील दैट कि वहां पर एक बैलेंस मिसिंग था लाइफ में ना, एक बैलेंस
यस,
मिसिंग था उनकी लाइफ में, दैट्स व्हाई ही वाज गेटिंग इनटू, लाइक मतलब आज नहीं तो कल कहीं ना कहीं एक मेंटल स्ट्रेन आ जाता है, राइट, कि आप इतना कट ऑफ करके पढ़ रहे हो, पढ़ाई में भी कुछ नहीं हो रहा और बाकी आपने दुनिया तो देखी नहीं है, राइट।
राइट,
तो इस तरह की सिचुएशंस भी स्टूडेंट की लाइफ में आती हैं, तो एक बैलेंस मेंटेन करना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है, राइट। आप पढ़ो बट अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ भी बाहर जाओ, राइट, आप अपना काम करो, यू डू ऑल द थिंग्स, राइट, which which is needed, right, at that time, at that particular time, and उसके बाद you can go out, right, you can also chill।
राइट,
so एक बैलेंस लाइफ में होना बहुत जरूरी है। प्लस आई जस्ट वांट टू आस्क कि कुछ स्टूडेंट्स जो हैं वो अंडर प्रेशर बहुत अच्छा काम करते हैं, राइट, दे वर्क वेरी वेरी हार्ड जब प्रेशर बहुत ज्यादा होता है लाइफ में, राइट। लेकिन कुछ स्टूडेंट्स ऐसे होते हैं जिनको लाइक प्रेशर में दे गॉट एंजाइटी, राइट, थोड़ा सा स्टेबल नहीं रह पाते प्रेशर में। सो आप किस तरह के स्टूडेंट्स हैं एंड आपका टेक क्या है प्रेशर पे, अगर कोई स्टूडेंट इज गोइंग थ्रू दीज काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स की प्रेशर है लाइफ में बहुत ज्यादा, ये भी प्रेशर है कि घर पे भी बताना है, राइट, फाइनेंशियली सिक्योर होना है, मेंटली सिक्योर होना है, राइट, स्टडीज भी अच्छी चाहिए, ठीक है, सब कुछ करना है, ठीक है। तो वो एक लाइक इट्स लाइक लाइफ इज थ्रोइंग ईच एंड एवरी लाइक पेबल ऑन यू, राइट। सो क्या कर सकते हैं उस केस में?
मुझे लगता है स्टूडेंट्स नहीं होते ऐसे टाइप के, वैसे टाइप्स के सिचुएशंस होते हैं, एंड आई कैन वेरी मच रिलेट टू इट माई सेल्फ. Okay, I'm jumping somewhat forward to give just the example. It was my third year when I went for the Smart India Hackathon. So our team have prepared. I am an electronics engineer, so we have prepared one device, and we went into the IIT Roorkee. At that time, that was a venue, that was a host. IIT Roorkee was hosting that Smart India Hackathon, and उस टाइम पे मैं पहले 3 दिन और device was working absolutely fine whenever we have given multiple demo in our college. इवन मैंने हम लोगों ने रेलवे में जाते हुए टीसी को तक डेमो दिया हुआ था उसका, बट जैसे फर्स्ट डे वी वेंट इनटू द रूरकी, इट वाज नॉट एबल टू फेच द डेटा फ्रॉम द क्लाउड स्टोरेज व्हिच इज लाइक गूगल का फायरबेस एट द टाइम वी वर यूजिंग। सो उससे डेटा फेच नहीं कर पा रहा था, एंड आई वाज नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि ऐसा कौन सा चीज है जो गलत हो रहा है, इधर आर्डिनो के कोडिंग में या ईएसपी इज वन ऑफ द वाईफाई मॉड्यूल उसके कोडिंग में। तो आई वॉज डीबगिंग फ्रॉम फर्स्ट डे, मैंने पूरा रात जाग के डीबग किया, सेकंड डे चेक किया। एट द टाइम आई वॉज हैविंग प्रेशर बिकॉज evaluator is coming every day, and every day they are marking your rubrics, like kind of rubrics every this particular session which having this much marks and everything. फर्स्ट डे मैं पूरा रात में जगा, आई वॉज नॉट एट ऑल गेटिंग कि मैं क्या गलती कर रहा हूँ। फाइनली मैंने सारे होप्स छोड़ दिए, मैं इस लाइक कि अभी नहीं हो सकता, आई विल गो, आई विल हैव अ स्लीप ऑफ सम टाइम। और ऑनेस्टली वो स्लीप के बाद आई हैव डीबग दैट इशू इन 10 minutes। दैट इज वेरी स्मॉल इशू, बट मैं इतना जग के इतना स्ट्रेस लेके वो नहीं हो पा रहा था, राइट। सो दिस इज द सिचुएशन, दिस वाज द एग्जांपल वेयर यू आर अंडर स्ट्रेस बट यू आर नॉट परफॉर्मिंग द वे। फॉर एग्जांपल देयर विल बी द सेकंड कंडीशन जहां पे तुम्हें जबरदस्ती, it's necessary only, you need to fight hard. Let's say for example, before going to my JEE exam, I met with an accident। मैंने उबेर का उबेर बुक किया था, मेरा सिंहगढ़ कॉलेज पुणे, मतलब somebody is aware, तो सिंहगढ़ कॉलेज में पेपर था, एंड दैट कॉलेज इज ऑन समवॉट ऑन हिल। सो वो जो उसका था, तो वो ड्राइवर चलाते चलाते गाड़ी पीछे आने लग रहा है, और पीछे वो दूसरी गाड़ी को अ, उसने क्रैश कर दिया। सो ये मेंटल स्टेबिलिटी से अगर मैं करूँ कि नहीं अभी मैं स्ट्रेस में आ जाऊँ एंड आई वोंट राइट द पेपर राइट, तो वो नहीं चलेगा। उस टाइम पे प्रेशर भी है, उस टाइम पे एग्जाम का प्रेशर भी है, ये चीजें भी हुई है। I'm into new city altogether. So these were pressure and where I have performed pretty well. Not very best, but good. So I think it's not about the individual, it's about the situation. And अगर कोई पर्सनालिटी भी ऐसा है तो उसने भी सिचुएशन के हिसाब से शिफ्ट होना चाहिए, दैट व्हाट आई रियली सजेस्ट और रिकमेंड।
Okay, okay, got it. Like you mean to say कि pressure is real, right? But how we act under pressure is totally
That's right.
depends on us, right? कि हम कैसे act करेंगे उस particular situation में, right? कुछ जो है under pressure नहीं उस mentality से work करेंगे, right? And कुछ करेंगे, right? Under pressure
Right.
work। ओके, गॉट इट। सो लाइक जो भी हमने अभी डिस्कस किया इज मोस्टली रिलेटेड टू योर स्कूल लाइफ, राइट? नाउ इन कॉलेज थोड़ा सा आप ये बताएंगे कि लाइफ कैसे चेंज होती है स्कूल से जब आप कॉलेज में आते हैं, राइट? एंड आपका जो फर्स्ट प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज था जब आपने सीखना शुरू करा कॉलेज में, राइट? कौन से ईयर में सीखना शुरू किया, फर्स्ट ईयर में, सेकेंड ईयर में? कब आपने सोचा कि हाँ चलो अब पढ़ लेते हैं वापस से शुरू हो जाते हैं? और किस तरह के चैलेंज आए आपको?
Okay. Honestly, Geeta, I want to take 2 minutes back again for to explaining how was my transition journey. So मैंने जैसे ही बताया कि मैंने फिटजी का तो पैसे भर दिए थे, बट आई वेंट इनटू द MIT वर्ल्ड पीस यूनिवर्सिटी। MIT वर्ल्ड पीस यूनिवर्सिटी एज अ डीम्ड यूनिवर्सिटी इन द पुणे, इट्स वन ऑफ द गुड कॉलेज, गुड प्राइवेट कॉलेज, इट स्टैंड्स along with the symbiosis। सो मैंने जैसे ही एंटर किया, मेरे लिए मेरा स्कूल इज लाइक कि मुझे लगता था कि वो अहमदनगर का सबसे बड़ा स्कूल है, बट व्हेन आई वेंट टू द कॉलेज कैंपस यूनिवर्सिटी, जैसे कि हम लोग देखते हैं बड़े बड़े यूनिवर्सिटी, इतने बड़े बड़े बिल्डिंग, मतलब उनका जितना लाइब्रेरी उतना मेरा पूरा स्कूल था। तो this kind of comparison if you started doing, or the city is new, I'm coming from Ahmednagar but it was not that developed city। uh, तो जैसे ही मैंने एंटर किया, देयर माइट बी फ्यू चैलेंजेस, यू गाइस माइट रिलेट, आई एम प्रीटी नॉट श्योर हु इज कमिंग फ्रॉम विच बैकग्राउंड एंड ऑल, बट वेरी फर्स्ट थिंग आई वेंट इनटू द कॉलेज, मैं सबके जैसे मुझे भी कंप्यूटर साइंस ही लेना था, क्योंकि उतना ही पता था कि कंप्यूटर साइंस लेंगे सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर बनेंगे, अच्छी सैलरी मिल जाएगी। बट जैसे
मतलब
बट
जितना ही
जैसे
आसान सुनाई देता है वैसे उतना आसान होता नहीं है।
Yeah, exactly. Because I was not getting the chances, और MIT अभी मेरे पास तो एक ही ऑप्शन बचा था, वहां पे भी मैं सेकंड थर्ड राउंड में पहुंचा था प्राइवेट कॉलेज, क्योंकि मुझे अवेयर ही नहीं था, मैंने कभी सोचा ही नहीं था कि मेरे साथ ये ट्रेजेडी हो जाएगी कि मैं मेरा जो फॉर्म फिलअप होता है कॉलेज लिस्टिंग का वो ही नहीं हो पाएगा। तो आई वेंट इनटू द MIT, और मेरे पहले वाले मेरा जस्ट पहले वाला जो स्टूडेंट था सीक्वेंस में, ही गॉट फॉर द कंप्यूटर साइंस, और वो सीट खत्म हो गया। नाउ अभी मैं वहाँ पे जाके, मैं और मेरे डैड पहले से ही प्लान करके रखे हुए थे कि हम लोग यहाँ पे जाएंगे, कंप्यूटर साइंस के लिए फॉर्म भरेंगे, कंप्यूटर साइंस लेंगे। बट अभी उसका सीट तो चला गया। देन मेरे एचओडी, उस टाइम के इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स के जो एचओडी थे वो वहीं पे अराउंड थे, तो ही इज लाइक कि वो आए मेरे पास एंड शी हैव आस्क्ड मी कि क्या हुआ, क्या सोच रहे हो इतना। तो आई थॉट कि मुझे कंप्यूटर साइंस लेना था बट सीट वगैरह खत्म हो गई। इज लाइक कि मैं इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स की एचओडी हूँ, तुम इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में आ जाओ, नेक्स्ट ईयर अच्छे से मार्क्स वगैरह पड़ जाएंगे तो फर्स्ट ईयर के बाद यू कैन स्विच। कि लेट से, क्योंकि उनके पास कुछ सीट्स अलॉटमेंट हो जाती है उस टाइम तक, अगर लेट से कोई किसी को फर्स्ट ईयर के बैक वगैरह लग जाता है तो दे कैन
Yes.
पुट यू, तो इफ यू स्कोर वेल तो यू कैन चेंज योर ब्रांच। तो उस एक होप से मैंने बोला कि चलो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स लेते हैं, एंड शी हैव मेंशन कि इट्स अ सैंडविच ब्रांच, सो इट्स लाइक कि यू विल गेट इलेक्ट्रिकल एंड कंप्यूटर साइंस का सैंडविच इन द इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, तो तुम्हें ऐसा बहुत ज्यादा डिस्कनेक्ट नहीं होगा और तुम साथ साथ में थोड़े से पढ़ते भी रहना। तो फर्स्ट ईयर तो सबका कॉमन ही रहता है, यू कैन फोकस ऑन दो सब्जेक्ट। So I have taken the electronics engineering. One more important thing about my college. Okay, so it is having the trimester pattern. You guys might have coming from the semester pattern, जहाँ पे 4 साल में 8 बार एग्जाम होगा, हम लोगों का 12 बार एग्जाम होता था। तो हम लोग जैसे ही ये असाइनमेंट करके खत्म कर देते, एग्जाम आता था, फिर से दूसरा असाइनमेंट आता था, फिर से एग्जाम आता था, तो वो गैप वाला सिचुएशन ही नहीं मिल पाता था। एंड इट वॉज नॉट लाइक कि सब्जेक्ट कम हो रहे हैं कि भाई, मतलब लाइक कि 12 सब्जेक्ट है तो 6 6 सब्जेक्ट्स रहेंगे सेमेस्टर में, हम लोगों को सब्जेक्ट भी 18 रहते थे, बिकॉज दे आर इंट्रोड्यूसिंग सम योगा इनटू इट, और सम फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट, some management studies related subjects, so they were including those subjects and they were following the pattern from the Purdue University। तो वो पर्ड्यू यूनिवर्सिटी का सारा सिलेबस था हम लोगों को। तो ये वाली सारी चीजें मेरे साथ हो रही थी, तब तक मेरा फर्स्ट ईयर चला गया, आई वाज जस्ट एडजस्टिंग विद द स्टफ। एंड एज इट वाज अ प्राइवेट कॉलेज, फीस थोड़े से हाई थे उस चीज के, तो मेरे
Yes.
आजू बाजू वाले लोग भी काफी रिच थे। मतलब कंपैरिजन अगर करूंगा तो काफी रिच थे। मुझे पता नहीं यहाँ पे कितने लोग, अगेन किसी को पता भी होगा, तो देर इज अ ब्रांड नेम, जिसका शू का ब्रांड नेम विच इज लैंसर। तो लैंसर के शूज पहन के मैं एमआईटी में गया था, जब बाकी लोग वहां पे एडिडास, नाइकी, प्यूमा, जब तक कि मुझे इन सब के नाम भी नहीं पता थे। आई एम वेरी ऑनेस्ट विथ यू कि मुझे इन चीजों के नाम भी नहीं पता थे उस टाइम पे, लोग ये पहनते थे एंड आई एम गोइंग इनटू द लैंसर। और मेरा सच में, कमिंग फ्रॉम द मराठी मीडियम स्कूल। या
Lavish
सॉरी।
is saying, like, I guess Lavish knows the Lancer brand. Lavish is saying
ओके।
yes. Or
या इट वाज वेरी कंफर्टेबल फॉर मी, मुझे कुछ उसमें बुरा नहीं लग रहा था। बट जब बाकी लोगों से मुझे पता चला कि ये ब्रांड का उतना वैल्यू नहीं, उस टाइम पे नहीं चीजें पता होती है ये सारी।
true, true, true.
तो तो मैं मतलब आ रहा हूँ मराठी मीडियम से, आई एम जस्ट कोपिंग अप, अभी पूरा इंग्लिश में करिकुलम शिफ्ट हो रहा है। एंड फर्स्ट मेरा प्रेजेंटेशन था जिस टाइम पे मैं 1 मिनट भी बोल नहीं पाया था, इसलिए कि मुझे कुछ उसके आगे डिलीवर करना, आई एम कम्प्लीटली ब्लैंक। तो दीज वर थिंग्स लिटरली हैपनिंग विद मी देन। ये सारी चीजें मैंने पॉजिटिव अप्रोच में ली। उस टाइम पे मैं काफी खुद को ये लगा, बट इट्स नॉट लाइक कि मैं जाके ब्लेम करूँ, मॉम डैड से रिक्वेस्ट करूँ या उनसे जिद करूँ कि नहीं मुझे ये चाहिए। तो आई हैव थॉट कि मैं कुछ चीजें ऐसी करूंगा जिससे मैं अपना अपना ले सकूं एटलीस्ट ये सारी चीजें। एंड दैट वुड हेल्प मी इन माई वेरी फर्स्ट कोडिंग रिलेटेड थिंग, जहाँ पे मैंने सेकेंड ईयर में, उस टाइम तक मुझे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में आई वॉज डूइंग द कोडिंग बिकॉज मुझे कंप्यूटर साइंस में जाना था, आई वॉज स्टडिंग वेल फॉर ऑल द सब्जेक्ट एंड आई स्कोर्ड वेल एज वेल। मेरा कंप्यूटर साइंस में सीट हो रहा था, बट मुझे इतना इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स से प्यार होने लगा उस उन चीजों के बीच में कि मैं कोडिंग कर रहा हूँ, बट यार कोडिंग का इम्प्लीमेंटेशन मुझे दिख रहा है हार्डवेयर में भी। तो आई एम डूइंग लेट्स से आर्डिनो कोडिंग या एम्बेडेड सी कोडिंग विच आई एम गेटिंग टू सी इनटू द माइक्रो कंट्रोलर हाउ इट्स वर्किंग। तो वो चीज मुझे ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट आने लग गई, तो मैंने उस टाइम पे डिसीजन लिया कि नहीं, आई विल
Interest shift हो गया
कट।
आपका कहीं।
राइट, तो उस टाइम पे आई हैव डिसाइडेड कि नहीं यार, और उस टाइम पे रोबोटिक्स का बूम आ रहा था, रोबोटिक्स आर्म, सोफिया रोबोट उस टाइम पे इस लाइक कि वो वर्जन 3 वर्जन 4 उसके चल रहे थे, तो आई वाज लाइक कि दिस इज एक्चुअली फैसिनेटिंग। तो मैंने उस टाइम पे डिसाइड किया आई एम नॉट गोइंग फॉर द कंप्यूटर साइंस, मैं अपना करियर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में करता हूँ। But
Got
I have never lost that connection with the codings. So I have completed, I have started with the C, CPP,
it.
then the Java, then Python was very new for us. So I have started in the Python and I completed my around 8 projects in the Python language.
ओ
So
नाइस.
उसमें से 3-4 तो बहुत छोटे-छोटे प्रोजेक्ट थे, बट द प्रेडिक्टिव एनालिसिस डिफरेंट डिफरेंट मॉड्यूल्स यूज़ करके, तो दैट व्हाट आई डिड इन 3rd एंड 4th ईयर. तो मेरे कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स like we applied for the patent as well, which I have mentioned about the Smart India Hackathon ka. So in that we have created the device which was analyzing कि food कितना fresh है. So we have like the huge use case कि जहाँ पे भी हम लोग जाते हैं, even people are donating the food to the orphanages and everything, या किसी गरीब को देते हैं, तो वो उसका क्वालिटी चेक करने के लिए कोई पैरामीटर्स नहीं है. हम लोग यूजुअली क्या करते हैं, शादी में बचा हुआ खाना है दे देंगे, फिर अभी पता नहीं कि ऑर्फनेज में वो कल देंगे परसों देंगे. तो इट्स लाइक कि इट्स हैविंग अ डिवाइस व्हिच इज हैविंग सम एमक्यू सीरीज के सेंसर्स. तो वो सेंसर उसको डिटेक्ट करके बता देंगे कि इसका फूड का क्वालिटी कैसा है. एंड एट दैट टाइम उसके बाद वी हैव इम्प्लीमेंटेड द कंप्यूटर विजन इन इट. सो वी हैव लाइक ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ डेटा सेट्स ऑफ द इमेजेस वेयर की फूड फर्मेंट होने के बाद उसके ऊपर कैसी चीजें होती है, क्या चेंजेस होते हैं, एंड अकॉर्डिंगली वी कैन प्रेडिक्टिवली एनालिसिस. दिस वाज माय स्मार्ट इंडिया हैकाथॉन प्रोजेक्ट. बट व्हाट आई वांट टू emphasize here कि even if I'm an electronic student, I've never lost that connection with the coding, because कोडिंग तो मैं कर रहा हूँ और उसका मुझे इम्प्लीमेंटेशन हुआ भी दिख रहा है. इट्स नॉट अबाउट लाइक only HTML and CSS looking in the website. I'm literally looking in the hardware things, actually moving those parts. So that was really helpफुल. And when you
सॉरी मैं इंटरप्ट कर रही हूँ आपको, बट मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कई स्टूडेंट्स तो प्रेशर में आ गए होंगे तो प्रोजेक्ट भी सुन के आपका, राइट. सो अभी वो प्रोजेक्ट जो आपने बनाया था वो आपके पास है अभी भी, या मतलब कि
नहीं,
आपने.
वो मेरे पास ही है. मतलब वी आर 6 लोगों की टीम थी, बट थोड़ा सा वो सोचते थे कि मैं थोड़ा ज्यादा रिस्पॉन्सिबल हूँ, तो वो डिवाइस आज तक मेरे पास ही है.
ओ नाइस, ओ नाइस. मुझे पहले पता होता तो मैं आपको बोलती दिखाने के लिए
आई
बट
गेस आई एम हैविंग द वीडियो. मैं शेयर कर दूंगा, यू कैन शेयर इन द कम्युनिटी.
डन 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 वी कैन. सो आपने अभी जो भी आपने मुझे अभी हमें सबको बताया, राइट, उसमें एक चीज आपने बोली थी कि आपके जो सराउंडिंग्स थी काफी रिच स्टूडेंट्स थे, राइट, कहीं ना कहीं, राइट. तो आपने कहा कि आपके दिमाग में कभी ऐसा कुछ आया नहीं, लाइक कहीं ना कहीं एक थॉट तो होता है कि दैट आई हैव टू फिट इन, राइट. क्या मैं
या
फिट इन कर पाऊंगा इन सब में, क्योंकि क्या होता है ना कि ग्रुप्स बने होते हैं, राइट, स्टूडेंट्स के. देयर इज लाइक 5-6 स्टूडेंट्स का ग्रुप अलग बना हुआ है, राइट, और आप अकेले जा रहे हैं, राइट, और आपने अभी अभी एंट्री ली है, राइट. तो एक ना फीलिंग होती है, लोनलीनेस की फीलिंग होती है स्टार्टिंग में, दैट यू आर अलोन, राइट, एंड अब किससे बात की जाए, कैसे बात की जाए, राइट. सो आपने ट्राई किया कभी फिट इन होने का स्टूडेंट्स में, और
या
मतलब
दिस
उसके
वाज
बाद आपने डिसाइड कर लिया कि रहने देते हैं, नहीं करते
नहीं,
ऐसा
दिस
कुछ?
वाज वेरी जेन्युइन क्वेश्चन, एंड दिस वाज द चैलेंज व्हिच आई हैव फेस्ड इन वेरी फर्स्ट ईयर. क्योंकि मेरे पूरे क्लास में इवन फर्स्ट ईयर का मिक्स बैच होता था सारे डिपार्टमेंट्स का मिलके. आई वाज अ सिंगल स्टूडेंट हु इज फ्रॉम द स्टेट बोर्ड. एवरीबody else is from either CBSE और ICSE बोर्ड. ओके, सो आई रियली वांट टू मेंशन हियर कि मैं सच में स्टेट बोर्ड से हूँ, और दैट टू द रीजनल मीडियम लाइक मराठी मीडियम. तो इन सब चीजों में होता ऐसे था कि मुझे वो चीजें बहुत ज्यादा हिट करती थी कि मुझे फिट इन तो होना है, बट 3 चीजें मुझे जो ऑब्स्टेकल आती थी. फर्स्ट थिंग कि उनका लिविंग स्टैंडर्ड, सेकंड थिंग उनका कम्युनिकेशन, एंड देन एज यू हैव मेंशन देयर वाज अ ग्रुपिज्म. सो आई हैव स्टार्टेड एनरोलिंग इनटू द डिफरेंट क्लब्स, जहाँ पे एटलीस्ट वहाँ पे कुछ चीजें जो मेरे में प्लस होगी, जो मुझे ग्राउंड रियलिटी से पता है, या जो चीजें ऐसी होगी कि उन लोगों ने कभी देखी नहीं है बट मैंने देखी हुई है, जो मुझे एज देगी. तो मैं ऐसे सारे कम्युनिटीज में अपने आप को डालता गया. जैसे कि लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल देयर वाज ड्रामा क्लब जहाँ पे मैं स्क्रिप्टिंग करता था. तो वो
ओ नाइस.
स्क्रिप्टिंग इतनी अच्छी लगती थी, ताकि फिर उससे मुझे रिकॉग्नाइजेशन मिलने लगा, तो फिर फ्रेंड्स बनने लग गए. तो इट्स
ओके.
अपॉन कि तुम्हारा जो स्ट्रेंथ है वो कैसे डिस्प्ले करोगे, दैट डिपेंड्स. और इन सब लोगों को फाइनल ईयर में डेफिनेटली मैंने काइंड ऑफ कि उनकी जो भी उन्होंने फर्स्ट ईयर में मेरे लिए कमेंट पास किया होगा, उनको आंसर मैंने फाइनल ईयर में दे दिया था. तो विल कम टू दैट स्टोरी एज वेल. जैसे कि फाइनल ईयर प्लेसमेंट की तरफ जाएंगे, देन आई विल टेल यू दैट स्टोरी.
डन डन डन. सो इट्स मोर लाइक कि आप किस तरह से आप मेंटली उस चैलेंज को लेते हो, राइट. सो
राइट.
आपने, तो आपने, मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है, मतलब जितना मैंने अभी सुना है मुझे ये समझ आया है कि आपने उस चीज को नेविगेट ऐसे किया कि you will find out the students or the group of the students with the same interest, right? कि हम
Yes.
same interest के students या group के साथ you can hang out, right? तो आपने अपना एक interest ढूंढा, आपने उसमें participate किया, आप busy रहे उसमें, right? And then you will be able to find some friends, right? So you have taken it in a positive way instead of
Right.
complaining and right complaining
Obviously,
and crying about it.
कंप्लेनिंग कंप्लेनिंग
Yes.
से कुछ होता नहीं, मतलब ये देख लिया था करके पहले ही 9th 10th में, जब नवोदय में था तब भी कर लिया था कि नहीं कंप्लेन करना है उसके
और
बारे में।
mention this because I was about to ask कि कभी तो हुआ होगा.
हाँ, नहीं नहीं हुआ है, बट उसका असर कुछ नहीं होता ये समझ आ गया था।
Got it, got it. So, like my next question is like जैसे first year, second year, and third year, right? You have. So वो आपको कब लगा कि like now I have to work hard? कि this is one particular moment, right? That is a turning point, right? And I have to work very very hard कि आप उस zone में चले गए throughout this journey.
मुझे लगता है जो भी बीटेक करता है सबके लाइफ में ये वाला पॉइंट आता है जब इंटर्नशिप के लिए कंपनीज आती है और उनका सिलेक्शन नहीं होता है। दैट वाज वेरी फर्स्ट बिफोर गोइंग टू द फाइनल।
Being honest here, we are being honest here, everybody. We are
या
like honest. Yes.
यस यस डेफिनेटली, मतलब क्योंकि जब फाइनल जब तुम्हारा प्लेसमेंट होगा उस टाइम पे तो वो हिट होने का बाद वाला पॉइंट है, ये पहले होता है कि इंटर्नशिप ही नहीं लग रही है, फाइनल प्लेसमेंट क्या लगेगा। एंड आई एम नॉट श्योर कि हम लोगों के टाइम पे पेड इंटर्नशिप वाला कंसेप्ट नहीं था, एटलीस्ट मेरे कॉलेज में नहीं था। तो यहाँ पे फ्री में लोग हम लोगों को नहीं ले रहे, तो पे करके कौन लेगा। तो दैट वाज द ट्रिगर पॉइंट अगेन कि नहीं यार अभी कंपनीज आना चालू हो गया, वी नीड टू build our profile, which I really emphasize कि whatever you do तुम करो चीजें। there are two kinds of people who are doing a lot of things, बाकी सारी चीजें बट वो उन तक ही सीमित रहती है। एंड देर आर few other group of people जो कि बस सोशली एक्टिव रहना, उनका खुद का प्रोफाइल बिल्ड करना, बट एक्चुअल नॉलेज इज कुछ नहीं। आई फील कि इन दोनों का बैलेंस बनाना चाहिए लाइफ में। यू आर लर्निंग थिंग्स, यू आर गेनिंग द knowledge, and you're portraying it as well. You're keeping the track of it somewhere. कि भाई, if you have achieved some certificates, put it on the LinkedIn, put it on any of the platforms where, like, let's say तुम्हारे कॉलेज का कोई प्लेटफॉर्म था, हम लोगों के टाइम पे कैलिक्स पॉड था, तो we used to put our all the achievements, so that will help you। और वो जब कंसोलिडेट होता है तो फाइनल ईयर में तुम्हें अलग से मेहनत करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है। तो दैट विल हेल्प यू इन all your achievements and everything पहले से ही, like it will be the step by step process। सो या दैट वाज द ट्रिगर पॉइंट, जब भी इंटर्नशिप के लिए कंपनीज आ रही थी तो आई फेल्ट लाइक नो, नाउ आई नीड टू गिव माय 100% टू गेट इनटू द internship। And at that time I guess I get into the Tech Mahindra, which was like again the very own their Makers Lab। So in that Makers Labs I worked on the Vetrino project, which was the black box and whatever you are seeing in the today's Mahindra cars of ADAS system, anti-driving assistance system। So those were the prototypes which we have contributed in 2018।
Okay. Got it. So, like internships की बात हो ही रही है, right? So let's get into this. Like आपको क्या लगता है? Like what's your point of view on this? कि अगर आपके पास अगर आपके पास internship है या internship experience है, so आपको एक edge मिलती है या नहीं मिलती है? Right? या internship करना इतना important नहीं है before like sitting for the interviews, right?
I
So
guess
थोड़ा सा इसके बारे में.
everybody of us is aware of this thing, like even the government of India emphasizing in every curriculum they should go and explore the things which they are going to do in the future। So वो exposure तुम्हें मिलना ही चाहिए। तो डेफिनेटली कोई भी चीजों का एक्सपोजर जो है अपार्ट फ्रॉम योर रेगुलर लाइफ विल हेल्प यू ग्रो समवेयर। इट नॉट ऑलवेज कि तुम्हें एक्सपोनेंशियली ग्रो कर रहा है, बट 1% तुम्हारे इसमें उसका इंक्रीमेंट हमेशा होते रहता है। तो डेफिनेटली वाई यू आर इन द university, at that time only you are getting the corporate ka exposure where you will see how people are working, what is this 9 to 5 culture। ये 9 to 5 सच में 9 to 5 होता है या कभी कभी ये 9 to 9 भी चलता है। these kind of reality checks you will get, क्योंकि यहाँ तक हम लोगों को बहुत ऊपर ऊपर की बात है। आर करिकुलम इज ऑलवेज नॉट ऑलवेज अप टू डेट, राइट। So whatever the are the industry standard, we are learning the Python, but still industry is using the Java only. तो जब तक at that time Python का boom नहीं आएगा, तो industry specific we should be aware what is exactly demand in the industry. Obviously it's a demand and supply game कि कोई बोलेगा कि मुझे job नहीं मिल रहा है, तो you're not fit for it, or you're not having the right skill set which the company wants, which the firm wants. So वो एक डिमांड सप्लाई का चेन होता है. तो आई रियली फील कि इंटर्नशिप विल तुम्हें वो वाला एक एक्चुअल रियलिटी चेक देता है कि हाउ यू वांट टू प्रोसीड विद योर रेस्ट ऑफ द जो भी एक सेमेस्टर दो सेमेस्टर बचे हैं, तुम्हें क्या करना चाहिए उसमें.
Got it. So, as we all know that there are two kind of internship, right? Paid and unpaid, right? So, हमें obviously like paid internship जो है पेड है, राइट? इसलिए हम कर रहे हैं कहीं ना कहीं, राइट? क्योंकि उससे हमें कुछ नॉलेज भी मिल रही है, कुछ एक्सपोजर है, राइट? और एक रियलिटी चेक मिल रहा है, प्लस पेड है तो कुछ अमाउंट ऑफ लाइक मनी भी मिल रहा है, राइट? लेकिन अनपेड अगर हमें इंटर्नशिप करनी है तो किस सिचुएशंस में करनी चाहिए, क्यों करनी चाहिए और कब किन सिचुएशंस में नहीं करनी चाहिए, थोड़ा सा आप इसके बारे में बताएं. क्योंकि स्टूडेंट्स ना बहुत कंफ्यूज होते हैं कि सर और मैम लाइक अनपेड इंटर्नशिप है तो हम ले लें क्या, लाइक कर लें क्या इंटर्नशिप. तो आप थोड़ा सा इसके बारे में बताइए.
ओके, ऑनेस्टली मुझे लगता है कि पेड और अनपेड का इतना ज्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं पड़ेगा. द एक्सपोजर व्हाट यू आर गेटिंग एंड द टेक्नोलॉजी विच इज यू आर स्टडिंग इन एंड यू आर लुकिंग योर फ्यूचर इनटू और यू आर पैशनेट अबाउट, if you are getting that exposure, you definitely opted for it. And I'm really feeling why people are thinking they should get the paid internship in their third year or fourth year. Because even not even your mom dad are expecting you to earn money. Okay, so if you are want to earn money, do something else. But wherever you are getting the exposure through your university, like तुम्हारा university अच्छा है, it's giving you the opportunity, go and explore. And whatever is resemble to very much in your career, what you want your future to be like, so either it's paid unpaid, you should opt for it. And yeah, that exposure you should be definitely getting in your life to for like a corporate world or reality check.
लाइक नाइस. सो लाइक मतलब अनपेड इंटर्नशिप या इंटर्नशिप लाइक पेड इंटर्नशिप, लाइक एक्सपोजर मिलना इज मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट, राइट? आपको उस
Yes,
पर्टिकुलर फील्ड में जिसमें आप रहना चाह रहे हैं उसमें आपको एक्सपोजर मिलना इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, राइट? एक रियलिटी चेक बहुत जरूरी है लाइफ में, यू नीड.
yes,
प्लस लाइक मेरा यहाँ पर एक क्वेश्चन है कि जब भी हम जैसे हम कॉलेज लाइफ की बात करते हैं ना, तो बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं. देयर इज लाइक टू मैनी नॉइसेस कि आप ये पर्टिकुलर लैंग्वेज कर लो, यहाँ से स्टार्ट कर लो, ठीक है? कोई कहता है डीएसए कर लो, कोई कह रहा है डेवलपमेंट कर लो, राइट? तो और वहां पर ही कुछ एलिमेंट्स ऐसे भी होते हैं कि चलो पार्टी करते हैं, ठीक है? ऐसा भी होता है सिनेरियो कहीं ना कहीं. सो लाइक दे आर सो मेनी नॉइसेस और कई बार ना स्टूडेंट जो है गलत रॉन्ग पाथ पे चले जाते हैं, राइट? करना कुछ चाहते हैं लेकिन उनको लग रहा है कि मार्केट में इस चीज की हाइप है तो इस साइड चल जाते हैं. They are not seeing their interest, right? So like how to shut down these noises, कैसे हम like we can follow the particular language we want to do, right? So थोड़ा सा इसके बारे में बताएं.
okay. I am sharing my very own experience. Anybody cannot agree with it, or you're feel free to disagree with it. That's what I mean to say. Uh, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि language has the secondary part. Language has built. Somebody has created. Okay, this is more compatible language. This language is having more modules. This is more advanced. This is more easier to write. So these are different kind of. But whatever are the basic of this knowledge should be important. So it's not about only the DSA. It's like any object-oriented programming language. If you take, there are few basic things. फॉर को यहाँ पे अलग बोलेंगे वहां पे अलग बोलेंगे, बट फॉर का काम क्या है ये इंपॉर्टेंट है. एंड इट्स नॉट ऑलवेज कि तुम कोई कौन से भी लैंग्वेज पे ये करो, यू शुड बी अवेयर ऑफ द बेसिक्स. एंड वट एवर आई हैव फेल्ड इन माई इंटायर जहाँ पे भी मैं कॉर्पोरेट में जहाँ पे भी काम किया है, नो बडी इज मोर एम्फोसाइजिंग अबाउट द प्रोजेक्ट लैंग्वेज until and unless the first round itself it's a taking by any like let's say TCS or Infosys जिनके अगर टेक राउंड्स होते हैं जहाँ पे यू नीड टू कोड, एंड दैट आउटपुट ओनली विल गिव यू द नेक्स्ट राउंड का इनविटेशन, और यू कैन क्रैक द फर्स्ट राउंड ओनली आफ्टर क्रिएट completing that coding round. I'm just not talking about those things. For that you definitely should have been like एक नॉलेज में एक्सपर्ट, एक लैंग्वेज में तो एक्सपर्ट होने ही पड़ते हैं.
But I'm talking about ki it's not always ki only languages will help you. It's the concept, why we are building it, what is the purpose of it, and making the structure of it. That is very much important. मुझे नहीं लगता कि आज की जनरेशन में या this AI era, writing a code it's very difficult. It's very similar, like if you are giving the proper prompt you will get the code as well. You can dump that code, you can copy paste that code. These things can easily happen.
Yes,
What is the basic should be very much clear.
got it. राइट सो एक काफी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है यहाँ पर लाइक अगर हम एआई की बात कर रहे हैं सो आपको क्या लगता है कि एआई लाइक डेवलपर्स को वो कर सकता है लाइक रिप्लेस कर सकता है
Again, but the point here is somebody is only,
बिकॉज लाइक स्टूडेंट्स आर
but
वेरी मच scared of chat gpt nowadays right so अगर ऐसा कुछ है so like what is your point of view or take on that
no, I have read some articles where people are using the chat GPT for cracking their coding round. And even if manually somebody is very good at coding, but at least he needs that time to type it, debug it, let's say if some error is there. But if chat GPT is doing that, there are low chances of getting the error, low negligible chances of getting the error until and it's very complex. So I don't feel it ki you should be aware of the concepts. And agar that's what I meant, right? Only language ana code kar pana, okay, this is the problem statement and you are able to code it. You might crack that round, but yeah, tomorrow AI will replace you for sure. Because if it is an easy task, AI can definitely take care of it. There are wherever is the logical thinking, data analysis, these things will come. There is actual the human brain will work. जैसे कि that empathy level, those things cannot be generated through the robots. The similar way, code can be generated through the robots, but the idea and the implementation part can't be done through AI.
got it got it I guess like our audience got the answer तो ये क्वेश्चन फिर कोई नहीं पूछेगा ठीक है so now moving on to the next thing so now let's talk about the interview process right जो भी like आपने like आप इंटरव्यू के लिए जैसे आपने like आप बैठे right so what were the like step by step can you please explain us right what are that key steps right and can you help us with the rounds like key round 1 round 2 round 3 like क्या क्या पूछा गया and please help us with that
Okay, perfect. So again, Adobe is my second company. I am a lateral hire in the Adobe. So
Mhm.
for the very first, from third year itself, MIT started with coming up with the companies. Companies आना चालू हो गए थे, and we were applying from our internal college portal. At that time, very first company which I have appeared for, it was Rakuten. It's a Japanese company. So Rakuten के लिए we have tried, and okay, I want to give the blooper here. So uh, I was an electronic student. I passed out in 2021. So just completing 3 years of my corporate experience this month.
like
I'm
congratulations
thank
from our
you.
side.
Thank you so much. So in that key, it was a COVID time and lot of electronics companies were not hiring. So in this time, even if I'm an electronic student, but my liking towards the coding or knowledge towards the computer science helped me get into the corporate life. So even if I'm electronic student, I was able to apply and I was able to crack the rounds of the companies. So Rakuten has came, they have taken the first coding round. Then there was one group discussion round and then was a final interview round. But in final interview, they have rejected saying you are from the electronics background. Like you should have seen this first from my CV. That like
Yes,
we were not aware, we are hiring only the computer science students. So I feel it's a
it's a
discrimination. Like yeah,
it's very disappointing to hear this.
yeah. They're like our business limits are that ki we will only hire the computer science students. Okay, that was the then case, and yeah, in the third year itself, I have started. I'm not sure. Like this was the COVID time. I went back my home, and It was not happen like study was not happening at the home. So whatever the project or the capstone project, final year project supposed to do, I have joined one library. So in that library, every other people, I'm not sure how is the culture in the very north India, like Delhi and all side. I guess most of the people are from there. So we are having the library or the Abhyasika concept where most of the UPSC or MPSC students will go and study. So when this COVID time I was at home, I have joined one library and I got interest into the UPSC studies.
Okay.
And then I thought, no, I am going to prepare for UPSC studies. I don't want to sit for any of the placement. And my dad have told me like, okay, if you want to prepare it, fine. But there is anyways in the UPSC as well, there will be the third round for the interview. So you just give the interview and you will get the confidence. You are having the free chance of giving the interviews. College is anyways taking
Mhm.
companies for you. You can go and you can just appear for the interviews. So you will get the good exposure. Then the second company was Deloitte. Deloitte have taken the first jam round. So I'm just telling you because every company is having their different patterns. So Rakuten, I have mentioned their first round was coding, then there was a group discussion, and then there was an interview. In the Deloitte, there are only two rounds. First round was the jam round. So jam round is a just a minute. So they will give you one topic which is related to any of the tech. In the 30 seconds, you need to think, and for next 1 minute, you need to talk about that. And there will be the evaluator. He will just select, he will mark you. On basis of that, your next round will happen. So
Okay.
in that, I have cracked the jam round. It was very much relevant to my electronics background. It was at that time the question was how drone can help you in our city, like urban surveillance. So I did one of the projects. I was having good content out of it, and I was able to crack that interview. So again, point here is should be not okay. Even if you are a coder, even if you are coming from the computer science background, there are other sound which are very important. You should be keep your eyes always open. You should observe the things. You should learn from the things, and that will help you overall grow in the life. It's not always like even if you are a coder, you are not going to do 24 hours coding, and no company wants you to do the 24 hours coding because they want the idea from you as well, how you can implement it in a very better way. So in
Mm-hmm.
that, then the second round was direct managerial round, and they have asked few question about my projects and everything. Yeah, one more tip I want to give here. That interview, I was not. I I have thought like I will give the interview in such a way that they will reject, so I can sit for the another company because once you get selected into one company, you cannot apply for the another company. That was the rule. I guess almost of the college are having nowadays.
Mm-hmm. I guess यहाँ भी
So
same rule, right? Can
right,
anybody
right.
comment in the chat section? Students, Prashant, Abhijit, I guess they are chatting with each other. They are
Okay, okay,
busy with.
perfect. No worries. But I was aware, like my cousins are there, younger to
Abhijit
me.
is
So
answering. He said yes, ma'am.
right.
Jitesh is also
So
in the same group. Right. Okay.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
please.
So I have thought like I am anyways preparing for the UPSC, so I will give the interview in such a way that they should not select me, so that I can appear for the next company and I can get the exposure for the new interview process as well. But
Yeah.
the person who was taking my Deloitte interview, he kept me in the lobby, the Zoom lobby, for 15 minutes. And what should I do for that time? Because many of the times they will check what you will do in that those 15 minutes, right? You will get frustrated, you will get anxious. So these are kind of these might be the tricks as well. I'm not sure what he have thought of, but in that meantime, I have seen this person has kept me in the lobby, in the waiting room, let's say. So I went on the LinkedIn in the meanwhile. I searched for that particular person's profile. I have went through his profile and I got to know he is the mechanical engineer. He is currently working for the Deloitte. He have some as earlier firms where he have worked on, and overall from where he has studied and everything. Then now I was very wondered, like I want in such a way that the interviewer should not select me. So he have asked me about my projects and everything. And there was one project, name was Netra, which I did. It was a simple energy meter, whatever the electricity meter we are having analog. We were keeping one sensor in on top of it, and it will be give you the mobile app reading. So all will be the digital. So analog energy meter changes into the digital meter. It is smart meter basically. So I did that project, and he have asked me very random question out of nowhere. He have asked me what will happen even if somebody, some let's say whatever the electricity provider will give this device, and he can monitor it from there. But what will happen if somebody put the magnet on the electricity meter? Usually, this is used to store the energy from the energy meters. And many of the people in those time were using, and he was like, "Ki, what will happen?" And I have told him like, I don't think so. It's currently happening because they have changed the inside energy meters material from the iron to the aluminum. So aluminum is not a good conductor, like not a magnetic conductor, so it won't get it. But I have mentioned, I guess you are the right person to answer this. And he's like, "Ki, why?" I have mentioned you are a mechanical engineer, and as I am electronic engineer, you are more worked on the machines and motors and everything. So I guess this is what my take is, but I am happy to hear what is actually happening inside that. And he got shocked. How come this person knows about me? And I guess that was the point he have selected me. I'm not sure still now because my interview was not that great, honestly. But he might be like, oh, this person have already Sara पढ़ के आया है चिट्ठा लेके आया है मेरा ही तो he might have got shocked or might have got impressed. I'm not sure. And I got my first offer from the Deloitte as a business technology analyst. So
नाइस। तो लाइक थोड़ा सा समराइज करती हूँ मैं यहाँ पर चीजों को, राइट? जो आपने अभी तक हमें स्टार्टिंग से इंटरव्यू फेज के बारे में बताया है, सो आपको लाइक टेक की भी नॉलेज थी, प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज की भी नॉलेज थी, राइट? और थोड़ा सा नॉन टेक भी आपको अच्छे से पता था, राइट?
yes,
तो दोनों ने आपको दोनों की हेल्प से
right,
या दोनों की नॉलेज ने आपको हेल्प किया है, राइट? इस
right.
पूरी की पूरी जर्नी में आपकी, राइट? सो एक चीज और मैंने नोटिस की है कि जैसे ही आप किसी लाइक आप स्टेप इन करते हैं किसी भी चीज में, राइट? फॉर एग्जांपल आपको कोई जॉब मिली है, राइट? एंड द मोमेंट यू स्टेप इन, आपको वो नेक्स्ट स्टेप जो होता है वो दिखना शुरू होता है, राइट? क्योंकि अगर आप दूर से देखेंगे तो आपको नहीं पता लगेगा कई चीजों का, राइट? आपको कई चीजों की नॉलेज तभी मिलती है जब आप एक जर्नी में स्टेप इन करते हैं, राइट? क्योंकि कई स्टूडेंट्स
Right.
ऐसे रजिस्ट करते हैं कि यार मतलब क्यों ये वाला जॉब नहीं लेना, या ये वाली कंपनी में नहीं चाहिए, राइट? मिल गया, अब क्या करेंगे, राइट? बट यू कैन स्टिल चूज, राइट? आप वहां से अपना अपना लाइक एक्सपीरियंस ले सकते हैं, एक्सपोजर ले सकते हैं, राइट? एक एक्सपीरियंस लेके आप चेंज कर सकते हैं बाद में, राइट? तो यू कैन नेविगेट योर पाथ, राइट? सो
Okay. I want to
इनिशियली
differ with your point, Kritika,
यस,
because why students are not applying for the companies? If you have seen from their perspective, which is, I
हाँ
feel it's very much relevant. Ki if I get into this company, then I cannot apply for the next company, which might be the better. This is
हाँ,
the
यस,
approach. So here, one is the hack. You can only sit for those companies which you are really passionate about or which you have dreamt for. But there are options, right? Offline, off campus, you can search for many of the companies and at least give the attempt. So you will boost up your that will boost up your confidence level as well, because it's not rocket science. Everybody is asking for you in the interviews. There is a lot. Like, okay, I was not the topper in even in my college. Okay, and again, I'm coming back to the story which I have talked about, I guess, around 20 minutes back.
यस,
When
यस,
I have entered into the college, it was like everybody used to tease me, but I was the first person from my department who got placed. सो ये चीजें तुम्हारे लाइफ में बहुत ज्यादा चीजें चेंज कर देती उस टाइम पे, इसलिए कि एवरीबडी, ओह निश्चल का हो गया, निश्चल का हो गया, दैट वाज चर्चा. एंड लिटरली माय टॉपर वाज लाइक कि शी वाज स्टार्टेड क्राइंग कि मेरा क्या गलती हो गया, मुझे क्यों नहीं मिल रहा है. इट्स नॉट ऑलवेज अबाउट हाउ
रियली
कॉम्पिटिटर,
ऐसा
हाउ.
हुआ?
यस यस यस. तो शी वाज लाइक, बिकॉज शी वाज वेरी, वो ऐसे होते हैं कुछ कुछ लोग कि जिनको कंपटीशन कंपटीशन वाला चलते रहता है, तो दे विल फील बैड डेफिनेटली. सो आई फील इट्स नॉट ऑलवेज अबाउट कि मैं टॉपर नहीं था, वाज डिसेंट स्टूडेंट, बट ये चीजें होती है जब यू आर कॉन्फिडेंस. और कोई भी कंपनी नहीं चाहती है कि वो किसी रोबोट को हायर करे जो कि बस कोडिंग करता रहे. यू शुड हैव सम आइडियाज, सम चीजें, सम टेक्स ट्रिप्स.
प्रॉब्लम, एक
Yeah,
प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग।
problem solving skills, जुगाड़. Jugaad is very important. Her interview में it have helped me a lot. because कोई
Got
भी तुम्हें क्वेश्चन कर रहा है, somebody is asking you the question in the interview, either it's the managerial round, HR round, or tech round, he knows the answer first thing, or either it has been written in your CV and he is making the question out of it. क्योंकि okay, I am working in the corporate work, hiring के लिए कुछ अलग से hours नहीं मिलते हैं. You are going taking the interview. If somebody is literally having like on the bench or is not having the project, he can might prepare, but most of the interviewers are not prepared. They will come, they will check your CV, they will start ask, tell me about yourself. से start करेंगे, they will pick any word from it and they will ask you the question, or they will see your project and ask you the question. So
got
I really encourage everybody, once you of create your CV, go line by line, highlight the words which are you feel those will be the catchy whenever you are even speaking in front of the mirror for practicing. Let's say, see like which is the word which you should. Either somebody can else can pick that up and ask the question, or if you want interview should go in your way, so you emphasize on that word. Let's say for my case, I am an electronic student, but I did coding. So I used to like wherever my projects are the electronics related, but I was to emphasize on what tech I have used in those projects, so that I was aware like okay, मैं जब अभी I am talking about my one of the project e-Netra, and in that if I will say I have used the smart meter and we will be getting the reading on the mobile phones, which is converting the analog metal into the smart meter, and we will be getting the good UI interface. So now abhi UI interface, he is like, oh, software related stuff. So he will pick that word and he will start. So I can be prepared पहले से ही कि आई विल जस्ट प्रिपेयर द रॉ डायग्राम की ओके माय इंटरव्यू शुड गो इन दिस वे एंड emphasize on that word, and interviewer will definitely pick those word, and जो तुम्हें चाहिए वैसे वाले क्वेश्चन आएंगे and you will be able to answer very nicely and very confidently.
Got it. So, like interview की बात हो ही रही है. So let's do one activity, quick activity, right? It will take 10 or 15 minutes only, right? So let's do a mock interview live, right? So we will be inviting a student, right? Abhijit, are you in the session? Drop a hi in the chat section.
Hey, by the way, Gitika, before going, can I get the person's name or the LinkedIn account or the CV?
Yes, I
Because
share.
that
I'm
would that would be more relatable, and that would feel like it's a real interview happening.
done. So Abhijit, I am sharing the link with you, right? And give me 1 minute.
In the meanwhile, I want to ask everybody, what do you feel which will be the toughest question interviewer will ask? And so we can see, like, either I can ask that question and we see if Abhishek is what answer he is going to give, or I will help you if I'm having a good panda to answer that question. So just tell me the toughest question you feel in the entire interview. And I'm pretty sure it should not be the tech. It won't be the tech.
Hey Nishchal. So I've
Yes.
shared the link to the ID, to the LinkedIn ID on your WhatsApp. So please check it out. Abhijit, meanwhile, please feel free to join the session.
Oh, perfect. I guess Abhijit is a second year student.
Yes, Nishchal. So meanwhile, like you can interact with the students in the chat. So okay, Abhijit is here. Abhijit, can you please turn on your camera? Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, Abhijit is here. Hi, Abhijit.
Hello, good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Hey, hi, Abhijit. Hey, would you mind, like, you're busy with something?
No, sir, I was in library. I'm just going somewhere where I can talk.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, take your time, just get settled, then we can
Yes,
start.
sir. Just 5 seconds, and I'm settled right now.
Punctual about the time. It's exactly 5 seconds. Okay. Perfect. Very first thing, I would like to suggest each and everybody of you, whatever happened, this might be the situation, but you should be very well prepared for the interview. You know when your turn is coming up, even if it might get delayed, but they will never prepone, right? So you should be having a proper environment. Light conditions should be good, like your face is properly visible. Try avoiding if your specs are reflecting, those will not look good in the interview forum. So try avoiding it. Uh, yeah, definitely. This is a very common thing. You should be in the noiseless environment and you should be prepared, like because somebody is giving their time to take your interview, right? This is not for now. I'm just suggesting all these things which we have observed, right? So yeah, let's
Yes, sir.
start with the Abhijit's interview. So Abhijit, I'm seeing you are the second year student. Uh, and you're a computer science student, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Could you please introduce yourself?
Sir, I'm a Vijit Kumar, currently second year BTech student at LPU, and my interest in the area is of backend development as well as networking. Right now, for backend, I'm doing a little bit of Postgres and Django, and I know a little bit of Bootstrap as well and Tailwind CSS. As far as networking goes, I have done little bit of penetration testing. I'm a script kiddie at uh, I'm a script kiddie, and I've done some stuff on Kali and Linux. So that's all for now.
Okay. Would you mind explaining the difference between the Kali and Linux?
Uh, Kali is nothing but another distribution of Linux, which is Debian based, and it just has a bunch of pre-installed tools which we can easily do on Kali itself. But since it comes pre-installed with Kali, so it is easier to use it in penetration testing, and it is more a specific reason. Linux is more general based, everyday environment, everyday OS.
So, what do you feel in the industry? What is preferable, Linux or the Kali version of Linux?
Honestly, depends on which part of industry you are talking about. If we are looking particularly in penetration testing department, then obviously Kali or Parrot OS, these will be preferred. But looking at general environment, I think Linux will be more preferred because it is much more stable and much more easier to comprehend for the users.
Okay, perfect. I have seen in your CV as well, you are aware about the databases. So what all
Yes, sir.
database knowledge you are having?
I have good experience on Oracle database, and I'm starting right now on Postgres. And I know a little bit about MariaDB and Redis DB from my experience in pen testing them basically. And about database, there are the typical acid properties as well as CRUD operations, which are basics of every database. Then there is concurrency of transactions and how they are maintained, how we prevent deadlock.
Okay. Would you mind just explaining the your knowledge and the experience about the object-oriented programming language?
Right now, I have studied object-oriented programming in Python as well as in C++. Object-oriented programming is nothing but a kind of programming in which instead of looking at things from the perspective of functions, we look at things from the perspective of real-world entities. Sorry for the disturbance. The noise is unexpected.
Yeah, yeah, it's okay.
And in object-oriented programming, we deal with objects, which are nothing but real-world entities, and that is why it is much easier to map real-world problems in there. There, our focus is to give objects their definitions and define methods in them, so we can do operations on them to achieve our required result.
Okay, so here comes like you have mentioned real time two, three times in your last answer. What is the real time application you have implemented using the CPP or the Python?
For example, I developed a small web game in which there was a character, a playable character, and we had to choose what kind of archetype he was playing, whether mage, warrior, or archer. So there, we can represent a real-world entity of a person who knows whether archery or sword fighting or magic, and then what attributes a person can have, how much he can take damage, how much he can heal, how much he can do damage. These kind of things are much easier and much more intuitive to apply in classes rather than defining functions and doing it. So in cases like this, it is very easy, and we can see similar approach in banking account programs. Like a person will have uh, in a person object there will be members like account number, his phone number, his account balance, this kind of stuff. So its real world application is quite intuitive.
Okay, perfect. And how much time you have taken to build this application? How many hours per day you have spent and for how much time?
Uh, it was something I spent almost my second semester in. I was pretty new with the whole how things work, how to host it, how to do stuff, how to deal with Git. Right now, I'm pretty comfortable with Git and GitHub, but at that time, Git and GitHub were something of a challenge. So I also know version control systems and their application.
Okay, perfect. And what all control system you were talking about here?
Uh, Version control system is nothing but basically a management system where different versions of program can be developed concurrently, and they can be and it can be very quickly. Our production can occur concurrently with the live server. Like I have built the game right now. It only features two classes, but I want to develop a third one. So right now, one version of my code, which will be the main branch right now, it will only feature these two classes. While I can take out one branch and I will name it branch A. And on branch A, I will add stuff, delete stuff, whatever I wanna do. And when I feel like it is pretty stable, I have test run it, I can merge it back to the main branch, deal with conflicts, and then it becomes live. And if during that I find out that there was some error, some unexpected thing has happened, I can easily roll back to my previous using git log. I can easily roll back to our previous version, and the game application will not go down while I can deal with the problem. So that is the and and second thing is, since I was doing it solo, another aspect of version control didn't come in play, which is collaboration, which is also another very powerful application of GitHub.
Okay. Hey, tell me one thing, when you have faced this error was the toughest error to resolve. So whenever you did
Yes,
all these projects or application built, what was when it was a time when you have find like this was the toughest issue or the error I'm facing?
the toughest issue was since I didn't know any backend, I just copied some other project's backend, and I had no idea what was going on in the backend, like how my requests were getting fetched, what kind of data I was getting. Even I was not very familiar with the database. I was just praying to God, and it worked somehow. So backend was definitely something which was hard for me to do because I was doing it on the run. I applied it and something didn't work. Then the hardest part was finding out why isn't it running, because I wasn't aware of the, like right now using DRF Django REST framework. I can very easily do that. Like right now, that web game is not even impressive. It was just one pixel character and one pixelated blob of monster, and we can do damage. There is limited health. There are no stages, and just a few animations. But the thing
Okay,
was
perfect.
implementing it.
Tell me one thing now, how you have overcome this challenge.
I'd like to give a lot of contribution towards this to my some of my friends, some of them who are quite familiar with backend. So I definitely approached them. Then there is Almighty Google and Geek for Geeks, Java T Point. They were very helpful. And there is one coding channel which is Bro Coding, from which most of my learning is. And finally, we have a very handy tool right now, which is ChatGPT. Though I find out that Gemini give more coherent code. So these were some resources, and I had to burn midnight oil, and I had to keep up my academics too. Since I'd like to tell you that I have achieved 9.71 CGPA. So balancing it was kind of hard, but I did do my best, and it worked out.
Perfect, perfect. So now very last question, we're moving to the last. What do you do in day-to-day life which will help you grow 1% or 2% every day? What kind of stuff you are doing right now or you want to do in your rest of the semesters so that you will be the top 1% amongst your colleagues?
The biggest thing which in all my experience, which is not that much, but still that's a lot of experience in studying, I have found out that we need a timetable, but not a fixed timetable. Like from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. I will study this. We just need a guideline. Like within these 2 weeks, I will clear out REST API, how this works, and then next month I will learn how I can implement Postgres with this API, and then next 2 weeks I will join Django with it. So this kind of timeline definitely helps me a lot to do things, and allows me to quickly tick all these tech stacks, which will be definitely helpful in getting hired or anything like that.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, here we'll go and we'll discuss about the feedback. That's it for now, Abhijit. Thank you so much for joining.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome back, Gitika.
Nishchal? Yeah, thank you so much. So, Nishchal, can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, great. So thank you so much for such interactive mock interview, right? So would you can you help us with some feedback of the student?
Yes. Very first, before starting our interview, I have mentioned few pointers which will help how much serious you are for the interview. Because that is very key point. Somebody is taking out their time, taking your interview. They're not going extra paid for that. They're doing because it's kind of their job and they want to build their team. So you should be responsible for your surroundings, your light conditions, how prepared you are for the interview. I'm not saying you should always go into the blazer and put the tie or like, but you should, the seriousness should reflect from you. Your background should be, all the surroundings should be those which are helpful in your overall interview. Then second thing, the conversation goes should be the interactive. You should look into the interviews fees. Like if you are going into the virtual interview, you should look at the screen. If you are going in person, you should look into the eyes of the interviewers, not staring at him, but just like a gentle you can just look into the eyes and try to understand from what kind of questions he's doing. And it's not always, it can be the crisp, very clear yes or no answer. It's not always to be descriptive. It's not always you need to mention anything which has mentioned already in your CV. You should not repeat those things. Obviously, if I'm aware that uh, introducing myself, let's say if somebody asks you for introducing yourself, I feel this is again, there are multiple frameworks you can follow. But what I used to follow, because my CV is already in their hand, they know my name, they know how much CGPA I got, they know what all are the experience of mine or the project description. So you start with something which will capture the eyes, or like he will hear at you uh, apart from your CV. And actually, this is the point what I have already talked about, that will decide how your interview flow will go. Right. So now when Abhijit was telling about databases or the application he have built, so I have asked about what application you have built. He have started with some gamify application. He have connected with the banking application, which was not at all relevant. And if you want to make it relatable, that should be having a smooth link between it. Everybody is aware, like, and never try to pretend in the interviews, because when while you try to pretend in the interviews, you yourself know you're lying, right? So it will reduce or impact your confidence. It's and This industry, people are already taking thousands of interviews. Your demand is very high, and the opportunities are very low. Okay, so that balance we need to find out. uh, the very very important thing, you should be confident, you should be truthful. These things will help you into getting or winning the confidence of the interviewer. Even if you are not able to give the answer of few of the questions, that's totally fine. Nobody is perfect in this world, right? And try, give them the chance. You're not perfect, you're not getting the 100%. They will also feel, if you're, even let's say interview is going in the direction you know the answer of every question, say one time at least a sorry, I am not aware. That means you are even the satisfying. Okay, in interviewer asking, you are answering, interviewer asking, you are answering. Instead of that, take one pause. That little pause will help you in uh, giving that plus one with the rest of the folks, because everybody wants I should answer every question. These are few strategies which follow. Even if I'm knowing the answer, if I find this is a difficult question or I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to answer for it, just ask us very simple, sorry, I'm not aware of, I will go, I will read about it. Thank you for covering this. Or in the end of the interview, whenever somebody is ending up the interview, either they're asking you or not. Usually interviewer asks, do you have any questions for me, which I have not asked for Abhijit, because I'm seeing the time is getting over. So whenever somebody is asked, or else you can ask them, could you please help me with telling me the policies of or the culture of the company. What do you feel, how do you look at the exposure I'm getting into this particular firm? This kind of question will help, like you are also interested in getting into that particular firm. And do read about the firm before you are attempting the interview. You know which company you are going for. Do thorough study out of it. What is the mission? What is the vision of that particular company? What has the recent event happened in that company? So these will help you. And whenever you are putting those points in your interview, that means you'll feel, oh, this is a very serious candidate, and this will give you the edge over the other people, because other people are normally going and answering the question. These things will help you in the cracking the interviews.
Got it. So like means आपको interview में genuine रहना है, right? You should not
Very
pretend,
important.
lie in the interview, right?
Even if you lie, you will get the job, but there are chances you might get fired as well. So वो गंदा होगा. It's better you can go to that particular firm where you have genuinely portrayed.
Mhm. Got it. So thank you, Nishchal, for the feedback, and Abhijit, thank you for joining. Right. So Abhijit is writing that I haven't. Abhijit, don't worry. It was just a like 15 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes mock interview. Nobody is judging, right? So
No
thank
worries, no worries, Abhijit. It's always like
so
by you.
actually he
I'm
said, right, because वो अपनी मर्जी से like mock interview के लिए आए हैं, right? So he is very
I
courageous, right?
yeah, I
So
really appreciate that courage. And Abhijit, this was not feedback for you. through you, many of the people will understand and learn about those things. And you were that courageous, you tried attempting your first interview in very second year, right? I given my first interview in my third year, and still I felt कि नहीं कि मैंने तो थर्ड ईयर में ही दिया है, बट अभी मुझे समझ आ गया कि अभिजीत is giving it in second year. So bro, you had a lot of time and you got the genuine feedback. So just try working out on that and you'll rock.
Okay, so Abhijit, congratulations to you, right? And like as we are running short on time, right? So थोड़ा सा लास्ट हमारा फेस से कनेक्ट करते हैं, ठीक है, क्विकली, कि आप डिलॉयट में थे, राइट? अब आप अडोबी में हैं, राइट? सो हाउ इज लाइफ नाउ, राइट? कैसा चल रहा है सब, थोड़ा सा ये बताइए. एंड प्लस मेरे एक दो क्वेश्चंस हैं जो मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूंगी, राइट? तो फर्स्ट मेरा ये क्वेश्चन है कि लाइक फर्स्ट तो ये कि लाइक how is life treating you now, right? Second is like how to excel in the career, matlab in like 2 or 3 points, right? So then we will wind up. So
Okay, perfect. First thing, life is treating me very well. This is my second job. If we include the internship, this is my third firm, the big firm which I'm joining. I got the good exposure in my life, Tech Mahindra, Deloitte, now in Adobe. So I have good memories from each and every firm. Tech Mahindra, I got work under the actual R&D department, how it works, how it functions, and we are seeing like whatever we have built is currently a people are using as a ADAS system in their vehicles. So that feels like a good, very good achievement. Deloitte is one of the big fours. So it's not only provide the accounting taxation, they are having their consulting as well. So, consulting in the consulting, I joined as a business technology analyst, and where I get the good exposure on the digital marketing and the data scientist role. So, I mostly work on the data part. So, whoever is having any doubts related to data, digital marketing, the analyst or data science, please feel free to reach out. And through that, in the Deloitte, I have worked on the Adobe technology. So I am specifically working on the customer data platform. Uh, a very simple term, in very layman term, it is nothing but giving you the personalized targeting. So whatever you are brabbling in entire world, let's say मैंने आज किया कि अलेक्सा 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 किया, तो कल मुझे इंस्टाग्राम पे अलेक्सा इको इन सब की इमेजेस दिखेगी, या फेसबुक पे जाऊंगा मैं स्क्रॉल करूंगा सब जगह पे. लाइक कि देर आर द डेटा पॉइंटर्स which are capturing, those are getting analyzed, and through which you are getting the personalized experience. You're getting the good recommendation on the YouTube nowadays, very relevant to what you liked. So these are the data pointers are getting captured, and relevant content through the machine learning algorithms and the backend, those will be getting triggered and getting shown to you. Now coming back in the all these three firms, Adobe is one of the favorite firm which I am really liking it. Adobe is treating me very well. So
we
this is
are
my huh?
we are happy for you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And if anybody really aspiring, anybody wants, let's say, a referral in the Adobe, yeah, but please make sure that you are ready for the interview, because somebody is going to refer you. That means he's putting his word like, I know this person, he is the best. So definitely, if you are courageous enough and you are ready for uh, giving your best, and results will definitely, it won't matter what will be the result, but if you definitely feel free to reach out in that case. I forgot what was the second question, Gitika.
So yeah, I'll repeat it. So before that, everyone, so आपने referral सुन लिया होगा. So Nishchal is your person, right? So
Yeah.
okay. So yeah, second question was like how first question was like how life is treating you, right? कैसा चल रहा है सब, and Adobe के around, right? And second was like मैं थोड़ा सा खुद भूल गई हूँ. So
You can ask another question, no worries. It's okay, Gitika. See, I thought you have written the question, so I have asked you.
no. Like I am just asking here only, right?
Okay.
That's why I'm muting myself in the middle of the session. कि कहीं मैं ज्यादा questions ना पूछ लूँ आपसे, आपको interrupt ना करूँ. right?
No, no, no. Yeah.
So yeah, so I was asking that how to excel in career, right? So in 2 or 3 like steps, if you can explain.
Never stop the learning. Never
Okay.
stop the learning. Never
Mhm.
stop the learning. These are the 3 points. Okay.
Okay.
And because I feel and learning is not always opening the book. It have multiple routes. You can either listen to the podcast, listen to the ebooks, you observe anything. There is something new coming up. You can go check that out. What are the technologies they are using? You get the good ideas. We are having the AI. Just ask AI what you want is like what is the current challenges India is facing. He will give you like list of hundreds. Try taking out of it. Always do not seek for the job. Somebody should give you the job. I am pretty sure we are having so much of audiences. You can start your own startup. So don't think always in the like कि job ही चाहिए. If you are capable enough, you're having different type of skills. You are a team player. So try building your own team. You are a good. You can become a good leader. So it's not always about job, but if you will learn because we are not sure what will happen another day, right? Let's say कल
Mhm.
it might be the chances कि AI will replace me as well, right? Nobody can assure that my job is fixed. But definitely there are ways you can use those up to speed up your work. तुम दो लोगों का काम स्मार्टली कर सकते हो. ऐसा नहीं है कि इट्स वेरी लाइक 8 घंटे का काम है बट दो स्क्रीन यूज करके अगर वो 4 घंटे में कर सकते हो तो डू इट एंड रेस्ट ऑफ द 4 आवर्स बिल्ड ऑन योर लाइक खुद को बिल्ड करने में लगा दो वो सारी चीजें ताकि यू विल गेट टू लर्न मोर थिंग्स. चीजें चलती रहेगी जॉब आता रहेगा जॉब जाते रहेंगे तुम लोग स्विच करोगे चीजों में अल्टीमेटली व्हाट यू विल टेक अलोंग विथ यू इट्स तुम्हारा वो क्यूरियस नेचर अबाउट द लर्निंग्स एंड आई नेवर स्टॉप दिस. कोई ना कोई छोटी से छोटी चीजें विल टीच यू. तुम गिरोगे उठ जाओ फिर से दौड़ लो फिर से सीखो नया कुछ.
So like we can say that learn and explore, right?
यस.
Learn and explore. Okay. So one last question. Then you have to answer it in one sentence, right? So what advice you give to your younger self? Like one advice, like would you today to like you would love to give to your younger self today in one sentence? Then we will wrap up the session.
I need 30 seconds because I need to
Okay,
go back to that situation.
got it, got it. Yeah, we will wait for you for 30 seconds.
Believe yourself, something amazing coming your way.
Okay, okay. So now we can wrap up the session. So thank you everybody. Thank you Nishchal for the amazing interaction. Right. Thank you so much for taking out time and coming for the session. Thank you everyone for joining us. Right. And I hope कि आपको वो टेक अवे और वो सेंटेंस जो मैंने स्टार्टिंग में बोला था वो वर्ड आपको मिल गया होगा. तो आप कमेंट सेक्शन में ड्रॉप कर सकते हैं इफ यू वांट टू और यू कैन डीएम अस आल्सो लाइक ऑन द व्हाट्सएप. बट like comment section is the priority, right? So thank you so much for joining, and now we can wrap up. Thank you so much Nishchal, and looking forward to more sessions in the future.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much. Thank you for hosting the session, and I would really give very good wishes and all the very best for all of you. Go. Everybody is smart enough to crack their things. कुछ नहीं होगा सारी चीजें अच्छी होगी. Believe in yourself. Something amazing coming your way.
Okay, thank you so much Nishchal. Okay everybody, so we are wrapping up here. Bye bye, take care, good night.
Bye bye. Good night. Take care,
Bye
guys.
everyone. Bye everyone. Thank you so much everybody, thank you so much. Thanks to you for coming. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Bye Nishchal.
Bye bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Bye bye.